We will start the session for today. I'm sharing. Let me know once you're able to see the screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, in last session we have completed the discussion about RPA and where all we are using those. I mean, what kind of RPA tools we have. I mean, what are the advantages? What are the disadvantages? All these things we have discussed. Now, from today onwards, we are starting the actual training of Pega Robotics tool. We have like Pega Robotics Studio with the latest version only, 19.1 dot subversions. I will show you the which version we are getting training on. Before that, each one of you having installation of this application in your machines to parallelly practice. I will share the software information like how to download or how to install your machines. So I'll provide those documents as well. You can go through that. So first we will start with the installation process. Like in my machine is already installed. I'll show you how many ways we can install this Pega Robotics Studio. As I said in the beginning sessions, like to get the development environment, we can do it in two ways. Once we get the software, direct install of Pega Robotics Studio is the one way, so that we can get directly the environment. And the second way is like if you already having a Visual Studio in your machine, then no need to install Pega Robotics Studio, and even it will not allow to install this one unless and unless you have to uninstall the Visual Studio, then need to install Pega Robotics Studio. So instead of that, uninstalling this one, on top of Visual Studio, you need to install the Pega Robotics plugin. So there are three different applications we have. And what is I mean Pega providing regarding this tool? I'll tell you what are those. One is Pega Robotics Studio. Second one is, as I said, like Visual Studio. Visual Studio will not be provided by Pega. Like we have to install our own. So Pega plugin. And third one is Pega Runtime, Pega Robotics Runtime. So whenever we are getting the complete product, we will get these three: Pega Robotics Studio and Pega Robotics plugin and Pega Robotics Runtime. So whenever we are installing the Pega Robotics Studio to run the developed applications, by default the runtime also available in this here. So with this we can develop the applications and we can run the applications. And with the second one, we can install Pega Robotics plugin only if we have Visual Studio installed in our machine. Okay. And third one is Pega Robotics Runtime. When we are going to use this one, so when whatever the applications we have developed using any of these two, we'll deploy those solutions. I will tell you the deployment process, and after deployment, what are the files it is generating. All this information we are going to learn. Okay, it will generate two files at the time of deployment. One is dot manifest file and another one is dot openspan file. Dot manifest file contains all its version information and supporting files information, all those versions, it will be available. It's a kind of manifest file. But whereas the second file is dot openspan file, which is actually having the executable format of your developed solution. So those two files we are giving it to the end user, so that end user will load that .os file in the runtime application. in the runtime application so that he can run the solution. Whatever we have developed, he can run the solution. So now we know, right, what are the softwares we are getting as a complete a product. Either we need to install this one or this one for development and learning purposes. Okay. So what is the difference between these two, Pega Robotics Studio and Pega Robotics plugin? What are the differences? Mainly, Pega Robotics Studio having some less features compared to Pega Robotics plugin plus Visual Studio. In Visual Studio, we can write our C# script and we can debug it. But whereas in Pega Robotics Studio, there are less functionalities of scripting. So we cannot code as we want, and the intelligence will not show while developing. So there is a small disadvantages here when we are going mostly with the coding part. So in more, some of the organizations will use Pega Robotics Studio, some of the organizations will use a Pega Robotics plugin. So even we are having this Pega Robotics Studio, yeah, it will allow, still it will allow writing our own script and debugging it. But intelligence and other features will not come up with the Pega Robotics Studio. Okay. So like these are the three applications when we are getting that Pega Robotic complete build. Okay. So I'll show you how it look like. So if you see here, this is Pega Robotics Studio. When you are getting the zip file, when you got extracted, you will get all these files. So I will share you the software with the Harsha team so that they can share with you. Once you share your mail IDs to them, they will share this Pega Robotics software to you. So you can install Pega Robotics Studio or Pega Robotics plugin if you have already Visual Studio, as I said. Okay. The installation process I will tell you, but what are all the applications that available inside after extracting the zip file. Okay. First, it will automatically install this native foundation setup and Pega Robotics Studio setup. So whenever we are installing, first we will launch this setup. Like whenever we start installing, it will take on the, I mean, in backend, it will automatically install all these required applications. So we need to start with the installation with this file. You can see the robo icon before this name, like Pega Robotics Studio setup. So we need to install this application and we will get the environment. The installation process is very simple. Okay. And when we come to Pega Robotics plugin, this is the Studio Plus plugin. So if you see here, Pega Robotics Studio plugin. So there we will be having studio setup, and here we'll be having plugin setup. So I'm already having a Visual Studio. So I have already installed Visual Studio on top of this plugin. So I got the environment. In both environments looking similar while developing. There will be no difference much in visualization. Okay. By default, with this application, Visual Studio required features automatically it will come. If it is not coming, sometimes whenever we are installing 19.1 some of the subversions, it might ask for the Visual Studio Update 3 version. So those initially they haven't provided. We have to download those Visual Studio Update 3 package and we have to install those. So it is around a 7 GB file. When we mount this one, Visual Studio Professional, this one, when we mount this one, right, we need to right click on it. When it asks for Visual Studio Update 3, then only we will install. Okay. Right click and mount. Then we are seeing this Visual Studio executable version. So once you double click, it will automatically start the installation of Update 3. Okay. So Pega Robotics runtime I'm not having. Anyway, for development purpose, we are not using that runtime. Only the end users who are using that executable solution, automated solution, they'll be installing it. The installation is quite similar in all three ways. It is very easy while installing. I'll show you the installation stuff with the screenshots as well. But you aware of it, right? What are the softwares available in the product? Like what is the difference between each application? What is the usage of each applications? We have seen that now. Okay, we will see the installation process now. Even though this installation steps is belongs to 8 version, but we are using 19.1 subversions, but whereas the latest version is 22.1 in most of the companies. As I said, 19.1 still we are using, so we are getting training on 19.1. Okay, so when we come to the installation process, I'll directly go to the screenshots. So initially in the Pega product, they having some portals, right? Where there we can directly get the software to practice it. But whenever we are downloading now, whatever the latest versions they are releasing in market, those versions are now available to download. Earlier versions are not available, so we cannot get the software from the portal. Okay, so we will see what are the minimum requirement to install this product in your machines. These are the things like RAM 4 GB, disk space at least 150 MB, and the OS must be there, and browsers information. All these things. It's just for information. You can go through this. I'll share the documents. Okay. First, whenever we are starting that plugin, we will be having it this window, and just need to click on next, and whichever the office version installed in your machine, that you have to select whenever it is asked. In the process flow, while installing, you will be asking few of the things. So most of the places like click next, but whenever it is asking for the office information, just select. If you're having 2002, if you're having 2007 office version 2007, just select the corresponding one and click on next. And if you want to CRM setup for practicing Windows based applications, you need to select this one, so that it will create a Windows based application in your local machine, so that we can test practice for the Windows application related content. Okay, so all these things, click on next, next, next. Just go through step the description of each part, what actually it is installing, at least once. Every time we are not going to install the same thing again, right? First time while installing, just go read the steps, so that you will be aware of what is actually it is trying to install. Okay, and continue the same flow, like click on next, next. No need to change of any information here. So whenever we are having a Pega Robo Manager activity, like whenever we are integrating the studio with the Pega Robo Manager resides in Pega platform, that time we will configure this one. Now we don't have that server information, so we are not providing any information. By default, whatever it is, just leave it as it is, and just click on next. Okay, and these are all not required. Just disable this RDA integration and JSON integration. Just disable, uncheck it and click on next, and click on next, next. And whenever you are seeing this information, like browser extension installation, like we are working with Windows based applications and web based applications, right? If you want to work or automate any process, any application which are involved with the browser, right, we need to have extensions to it, so that only it will allow to automate any process. Okay, for that we need to check this, Like if you are working with the Mozilla Firefox, just need to check. If you're working with the Google Chrome, need to check. You can check both, no issues. Like only one need to check, you can check both. Okay, I'll show you. After installing first time, whenever you are launching, the extensions will be automatically. Even if you miss here, additional step after installations, we can do the adding extension to your browser. That is not a big deal. But while installing itself, it will ask you just check this one and click on next. This is how the extension is getting added. Like go to the settings of your browser, and in extension settings, sorry, more tools, sorry, not settings, more tools, and extensions. Where is that? Here only. Yeah, extensions are there here. Just click on these extensions, manage extensions. So whatever the extensions we are installed as part of our installation, we are going to see this. Microsoft, get the extension for Microsoft. Okay, okay, I have installed extension for Edge, Google Chrome, for not for Edge. So I'll open the Google Chrome extension, manage extensions. You can see once you have enabled the extension there, after installing, it will ask for the enabling of this extension. You can see Pega Robotics automation for browser. Okay, the version information also it is updating here. Okay, so you can whenever you want, you can enable or you can disable these functions. And also we need to make this developer mode on, so that it will allow to interrogate, automate the processes. Okay, these need to be checked in. Okay, this is how extensions will be automatically added. So while installing, just need to check this one and click on next and install. In the middle of the installation, it will show the Visual Studio related wizards. In that, just whenever it asks for install, proceed, close kind of thing, you just need to just follow the flow. Click on yes, okay, accept all these things, just okay, okay kind of thing, you'll just do it. And at the end, installed. Okay, this is how we need to install. There big challenge in installation of this, but only you need the softwares, so that you can directly install. Anyway, I'm going to share these documents with you just for reference. Without this also we can install it. But while selecting the office version and plugin information, we just need to be cautious while selecting. If we missed in those two steps, again externally we have to do adding of those office information and extension information we need to do. Okay, okay. And whenever we are completed with the installation, just launch the Visual Studio or Robotic Studio. I installed Visual Studio on top of it plugin, right? Because of that, I'm launching the Visual Studio. If you are installed directly Pega Robotic Studio, then you can see that Pega Robotic Studio icon. You just click on. There will be a robo icon before that Pega Robotic Studio, so you can easily identify. Uh, Here in this place, you will find there Pega Robotics, like a robot icon. Okay, I'm just launching this one. First time it will take initially 1 or 2 minutes, so not an issue. Once we have successfully launched the application, for creating new project, we need to go to file, file, new, already having a project in our machine. We'll go open, we will open the particular project wherever it is. So you can see it is looking for .sln, .solution files. Okay, PROG project files. So only supporting files it will show, even if there are many files in the particular folder, whichever we are opening it. Okay, I'm not having any existing solutions, so it is empty here. I'm just creating a new project and solution here. I'm just clicking new project. So when whoever installed the Pega Robotics Studio directly, they'll be having this Pega Robot and these templates. Like if you are having Visual Studio, we have to select this particular Pega Robot under that list, and tree structure list. We have to select the Pega Robotics, and we have to select either this template or this template. I'll tell you what is the difference between these two templates. Okay, we have to provide a name for the project which we are going to develop. In for development of any solution or any code, developer should follow the naming convention according to the organization standards. Okay, initially starts with prefix need to provide, or whether it should be a camel case, those naming conventions. Yeah, not an issue. I will give the naming convention list also as a document. So whatever the naming conventions we follow while creating a project or solution, or even a controls, labels, text boxes, buttons, for all controls, like most of the using controls, I will share you that list to you, so that while practicing you can follow those, providing those naming convention. Even without providing those information, following those naming convention, we can create a project, but it's a best practice to follow those naming conventions. Okay, I'm just giving the demo project. Demo project. If you see, I'm providing the name here for project, and it is also asking for solution. So here I'm just changing it to demo solution, just for a variation. Okay, and it is asking for location, in which location this has to be saved. By default, I mean the installation file or root folder, here it is like Visual Studio, the project storage folder. Here the projects, Visual Studio 2015 and projects. Under this folder it will be creating a project, demo project, as a separate folder inside this solution. Okay, if you want to create a directory, here we will check create a directory for solution. Create a directory for solution means it will create a folder for this solution. Under this folder it is going to create a subfolder for this project. Under this project we'll be having like whatever the project items we are going to use, what are the reference files we are going to use, all those it is going to store under this project. Okay, if we are defining multiple projects under one solution, then we will uncheck this one. Okay, we will select wherever we want to store. We can browse the location and we can select the path. Okay, and I said like there is a difference between these two templates. One is like if we select this empty Pega Robotics automation project, which means here it will create a project, and it will not create a .os file for the development. Even if it is not created, we can create manually here. It's a simple step, like we just right click and create an automation file, as in under new items it will be creating. So if we select this one, by default one .os file will be coming. Okay, I have selected this one, Pega Robotics automation project, which means it will going to give .os file under this project. It will create one OS file. I'm just clicking OK. So under the solution explorer, it is going to create a solution. Under that solution, it will going to create project, reference file, properties, and OS files. All this information we are going to see under this solution explorer. Okay, now we have created right one solution. Under that solution, we have one project. Under that project, we'll be having properties, references, supporting files. This one like .os file, right? I have told you like two templates are there. In those two templates, if we select the first template, it is going to create one automation file. If we select the second template, it is not going to create this automation file, where this automation file is used for developing our automation flows. Here only we'll just drag and drop from the toolbox components. We'll drag and drop and establish the connections. Okay. Without this, I mean, by default it has created right now. Without creating this, we can create a, I mean, by our own without selecting the template. We just need to right click on the project and select add and new item automation file. So by default, it is showing automation 1 or automation 2 as a sequence wise. Like we can provide our naming convention. While developing project, we will give the naming convention. Okay, I'm just clicking add. It is going to create. It is so simple, right? Like creating a .os files. Those two templates empty. If you are going to select in the while creating project, this file will be not be creating. That is the only difference for those two templates. If you select the first one, it is going to create this OS file. If you're going to select the second empty file, it is not going to create. Okay, we will see like all these things whenever we are explaining the studio environment completely, but we'll continue with the uh, I mean ongoing topics. Okay, now we have done with the installation, I mean application related, what are all we are having it, and installation also we have seen. It's a simple process, right? There will be no difficulty while for installation. Even if you face any difficulty, just let me know, I'll help you on it. Okay, training URLs. So Pega has provided some of the training URLs for us to practice. We have installed the application now in our machines, right? I'm just using this one to practice web-based applications. As I said, many applications we can automate, right? This is web-based applications where Pega has provided. You can see the name OpenSpan because it was initially developed by OpenSpan, and the naming convention still following for few of the applications. So no need to confuse whether it is Pega RPA or Pega Robotics or OpenSpan, all are same. Okay, I'm going to launch this application in browser. So this is the application to practice web-based. Okay, here it is asking for username and password. Here we are giving 1234, password also 1234. Any 4 characters it will allow. It is not a case sensitive or any user can log in. Just need to enter 4 characters or 4 digits, 4 alphanumeric, anything, and then sign in button will be enabled, and we are going to log into that application. Okay, this application is mostly used for like ordering something, selecting the products and ordering something and doing payment, and all these things will be having it. So this web applications having a lot of controls like a combo box, how to interrogate these controls, how to select, uh, how to click buttons. Okay, how to click images, how to I mean put orders, how to set sub menus, how to do interacting with the table kind of information, how to click particular link on a particular cell, all these things. This is the one of the best example they have provided for practice web-based related applications. Okay, this one. So anyone can log into that. Once you have installed, we will start practicing on this. Okay, and also there is a second site I just want to know, let you know, this is the Academy of Pega 1. Is like we'll be seeing all Pega products, all Pega certifications, even Pega related contents, what are all we need to know about each product. All this information we'll be having it. Even for registering for the certification also we can do. Once we are willing to do certification, there will be a Pearl centers, like peer centers. There we need to go and we need to, book the slot, and we need to go there and we need to attend for the written test, whatever the Pega is conducting. If we got around 70 plus percentage, then only we can get that certificate. Okay, it's not an expiry one; it's a lifelong one. So some certifications will be like you have to upgrade one after one, or it is going to expire in 1 year or 2 years. But this is not like that. Once you done the certification, it will be valid for lifelong. Okay, it will be charged around 14 to 15K to do the certification. But better, before going for the certification, we need to have good knowledge on Enter tool so that we can attend that one. Okay, even if you are working in some organization, yeah, we can get a sponsorship from the management itself. Like if we are saying we are doing a certification, is there any company provided benefits we are eligible kind of thing? If you ask, they will let us know. Okay, and for this we need to sign up. For this sign up, initially any public domains like Gmail, Yahoo Mail, other mails, it was accepting to log into that Pega application. But now it is strictly allowing only the business organization IDs, which means if you are working in TCS, your domain has to be your name at the end at the rate of tcs.com, right? Like that. It will allow only company domains only, not public domains. Okay, if you're not having any organization mail ID, you can ask one of your friend, uh, like uh, just to create an account in it. Just for learning purpose we are creating, there will be no harm. For practicing and learning only we are going to use this. Okay, if you are not having any friends who are working in organization, you can just coordinate among yourself to get it to get the account created from any of your friend. You can sign up here so that you will be seeing that information, certificate related information and content related informations. And you can do practice also. Each topic wise we'll be having a short video of particular topic also. We'll be getting the documents also, how to install and how to do it. Okay, what are the documents I have showed downloaded from this Pega only. So those are all Pega provided only. So once you log in, I'll help you how to navigate to that particular Pega robotic I mean product, and also how to do certifications, what are they expecting, what are the prerequisites we need to have to do the certifications. I'll let you know. Okay. Just installations from your end there are before actual starting of development learning things, like you have to be having this software installed on your machine, and this sign in. Okay, and the third application is like Third website is like help.roboticautomation.pega.com. Okay, initially it is like help.openspan.com. Now they have changed the name to help.roboticautomation.pega.com. So we can type help.openspan.com, or we can type this as well. Even if you type help.openspan.com, it is going to navigate to this site only. So you are going to see any material kind of information. If you would like to know more about the particular component or particular, I mean, feature in that Pega Robotics, it is very helpful to learn. I mean, some of us are really expecting more material information instead of videos, or they are more interested to learn material information in a descriptive format. So for them it is very useful to learn the things. Okay, first we need to select the particular version, which version we would like to uh, I mean learn the features in it. Initially we are having, as I said, 8 version, 7 version, 19 version, and latest we have 22.1, right? Here they have updated till 19.1 studio on runtime. Okay, I'm just selecting the latest one available here, 19.1, and clicking on view. You'll be having all contents here. Like if you, we have just seen, right? What inside Solution Explorer, it is creating solution and projects. If you want to know what is Solution Explorer, then we are going here and we are typing here Solution Explorer, so that it will give brief info. What is Solution Explorer, what are the components, and I mean context menus, like we are going to have under that Solution Explorer, what it is, what are all features we are having. All this information we'll be seeing it here. Okay, so if we see that the solution is a container for the projects. See here, we are one project. Even we can create multiple projects under the same solution. Okay, because of that they have told like projects, project items, whatever the, I mean, supporting features we are using under this project, we call it as project items. Those and the resource files, you can see the reference files, whatever by default these information will be adding it, or we can externally add additional files also. Okay, and the resource files used to build a runtime project. So if you go like this, like there will be a lot of material information. If you have more time, you just go uh, like each one. It will be a good learning session. Like when I'm using some technical terms while, I mean, teaching, like you might need to know, like you need to know like more about it. So you just go and search for this particular topic. It will be giving with this information, and as well as with the screenshots also it will give. Okay, okay, mostly we'll be having more concentration on Pega Academy and training for this side for training and this side for learning sessions. Okay, this information. And also I just want to tell you like one thing. I'll share you one number, and just type that you have attended the session, as management asked me to share that number to you. Just ping a message to this number, attended for the actual sessions. I'm typing number in one. Okay, just ping to this number and just give a message like attended. Okay, we'll come to our I mean session. Okay, here we are seeing, right, like if you want to develop, we need to know about this IDE. You heard of IDE, right? Integrated Development Environment. For any coding related, one should have some IDE for development. So for us here, like Visual Studio plus plugin. If you want to know which version we are using, uh, here once you have installed, just help about Microsoft Visual Studio, or in if you directly install Pega Robotic Studio, help Pega Robotic Studio will be there. Just click it, and under this you can see Pega Robotic Studio 19.1.23. Okay, 19.1.23, which we are having the version. Okay, we are going to see mainly for development of any project, we are going to interact with regularly with a couple of windows here. One is Solution Explorer, and another one is Property window. Whatever the component we have selected, relevant properties information, it is going to show here in this property window. Example, like if you having any pen, like if you want to see the properties of that pen, pen the component, suppose example, consider pen is a component, and if you want to see color here, and here the value is red, or here the value is black. Here uh, I mean manufacturer, it is a Natras or Reynolds, whatever. Those kind of properties and property values we are going to see on a control level or component level. Whatever the component you have selected, relevant properties you will be seeing in property window. Some are editable, which we can edit those information and put it our own information, which are relevant to that. Some are non-editable, which means we cannot edit. You can see this one is grayed out and this one is allowing to change that information. Okay, so we can see that difference here. And the Solution Explorer, which is having projects and its project items, it's like a container. So whatever we are defining, the files, right, development files, all these OS files, we are going to see here only, Solution Explorer only. And we are going to interact with two more windows in the in this studio. One is Object Explorer. So this is Solution Explorer and this is Object Explorer. In this Object Explorer, you're having two sections. One is like object hierarchy and another one is object inspector. Okay, here we are going to see what the object we have selected in the Object Explorer. We are going to see those object properties here, the range symbol, right? It is showing as if you we can identify these are the properties. As I said, whenever we are selecting components, right, the property window, it is showing some information. So same kind of information like we are getting here. Okay, here we have automation name. This is the name as a property and its value is automation 1. And here we'll be having the property as name. It will also give the same value. So whatever we are having the properties information, we are going to see those properties information and more than those listed here. See properties here. Okay, the second thunder symbol, like, right, we are going to see here events. First one is properties and second one is events. So I'll tell you while development what is the property and where we are going to use, when we are going to use, and events where we are going to use, how to use all these things. I'll tell you, but I'm just giving a brief of these windows and what it contains. Okay, these properties, events and methods, all these things we can see. If you are not able to see few of the things, right, the properties are more, not more information we are going to see, more methods of properties. If you don't see, there is an icon called configure type at the end of this list. You just click one, and whatever here we are seeing it, it is whatever we have selected, we are going to see only those. Suppose I'm just selecting this start and clicking OK, so that I'm going to see only selected methods. If you want to see all methods, just select, click OK. We are going to see all methods. The properties, I mean properties and we are not having complete details here. So we are going to click configure type once again, and if you are going to select this one, it will select all properties, all events, all methods. If you want to see, we can expand and see. And also, if you want to see the method definition, this is the start method, and this method definition, it is not having any input parameter list. It doesn't return any value. So I will tell you what is a method, what is a method definition, what is an input parameter, output parameter, all these things I'll tell you. Okay. So all this information, description of that method will be having all this information. So I'm just clicking OK, so that it will be showing more number of properties, more number of events, more number of methods. If we are not able to see, we'll get it from here. Okay. Why we call it as object hierarchy. Inside object explorer, as is, there is object hierarchy and object inspector are there. This section is called object inspector, and this section is called object hierarchy, because whatever objects we are creating, it will be storing in a hierarchical order. So suppose in automation one, I am not having any component or any, I mean, variable under this. I'm just dragging and dropping. I'm just dragging and dropping one variable just to show you in hierarchical order. If you see, I have selected two variables, and it is coming under this automation. We have defined two variables, right? Those information we are seeing it here. Okay. These are defined in local, so we are able to see here. If we switch to other automation, we are not able to see that. See, variables information are not showing here. To make it as a global, we are just selecting and it as global, right? Like making it as a global, so that even if we go to automation 2, these are these we can use in automation 2. So I'll tell you how to what is local variable and what is global variable when we are developing. I'll let you know. Okay. And we have discussed about solution explorer and property window. Now object explorer we have seen. Fourth one is like toolbox we are having here. Okay. Toolbox. In this toolbox, whatever the components we are seeing it here, these are all we are using while development. These are all predefined one. Pega already defined I mean defined few of the components which are in regular usage of real time. So all those components we are seeing it here, universal wide, mostly people use for development. So they have given this list. All these components is available in the form of DLLs. Inside DLLs, these components has been defined. And here we are seeing .NET components as well as Pega Robotics component. Okay, all these components we are seeing it here, and I'll show you yeah, how the DLL works, like how we can create our own components inside our own DLLs. We are going to see, like these are the, I mean, if you want to connect with any database, just drag and drop, and relevant to property methods, we need to just drag and drop like this. We just drag and establish the connection. These blue lines are data links, data flow links, and these yellow lines are execution flow links. So this is how we used to develop, just dragging and dropping and connecting the flows. After this step, what step has to perform? After this step, what has to be next to perform? Like all this, we are seeing it. Without scripting, also we can develop end to end. But when there is a complex logics arrived, or I mean, only script supports in some scenarios. In those places, we will go to scripts. Okay, and the toolbox we have seen, what are all available here: Pega robotic components as well as Studio .NET components. All this will be having it here. Okay, even if we are not finding a few of them which are required, we can get it by right clicking on any of the component, choose items, and we are going to see select the particular DLL, and the particular DLL components will be listing it here. Once we have selected the DLL, and we are going to see the components resides inside this DLL. Okay, we will. One more feature here, like we are seeing it here, this solution property window, toolbox window, object explorer window, all these things mobile and dockable. We can move from one location to other location here. If you see object explorer, I'm just selecting and dragging it. While dragging it, you can see some diamond icons, like where I want to keep this one. If I'm not leaving the cursor, I'm just holding the cursor, I'm just moving this window to here. If I drop on this icon, it is dock here. If you want, you can minimize, you can close it. Okay, to I mean, provide more space for the development. Whenever it is required, we can just you open and take it. Okay, all these, if you want to connect all this inside, like all windows, we can see here itself: toolbox, properties, solution explorer, team explorer. Or if you want to keep this one in the like wherever we want, the icons we are seeing it here, right? Wherever we want, we can drag and drop it, so that it will dock into in that position. Okay, now we have seen that like how to create a solution, how to create a project inside a solution. Just a rough we have seen, but actually we haven't created any solution with the features to automate any process. We have just seen how to create project and solution, and what are the windows we are interacting regularly while developing the project. Okay, one is solution explorer, object explorer, like toolbox, and like properties window. Okay, once you are done with the solution, just a save, means only particular automation file it is going to save all it is going to save. Close solution, and after closing it, exit. So one by one feature, right? Any submenus, whenever we are working, like we are going to see each one of it. Okay, uh, this is brief about IDEs. Okay, if you have any queries, please let me know. Yeah, anyone of you having any queries on the discussed one? Or is it clear to everyone? Or if you want, you can type in chat also if you have any queries. Okay. Thanks, Jagadish, for confirming. Others, anyone having any queries?
What about installation steps? We follow the PDF. We are sharing the
Yes, yes.
steps.
If you follow the PDF, then that is more than enough.
Okay.
I'm going to share this this
Hello.
installation documents. Even if you create a account in the Pega Academy, right? The installation guidance, all related documents, will be getting it. So no issues. It's a easy steps only. There is no much complex. Only two places we need to select that version, Office version, and we need to select that extension of browsers. That's it. And remaining all, click on next, next, next only.
Oh,
It's
for our
very easy
Gmail, we are not able to
installation.
create
No,
any
no issues in that.
company ID. We don't use Mega Academy. For any alternatives there for that?
Sorry. Uh,
Oh.
anything? I didn't get.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah, Praveen, tell me.
The Pega installation, the Pega registration, we cannot create for our Gmail, no. So how it any
That's what we need to get any one of our friends account who is
okay,
currently working, because while
okay,
registering, it will send a OTP to mail ID, so that
okay,
whenever it entered that particular code, uh, I mean, it will allow for act. I mean, it will activate the things, so that we can use the complete features. Initially, it was allowing to use public domains also, but now it is not allowing.
okay. So using company mail ID also we can register only.
Yeah, only using any company mail ID,
Okay,
we can use it.
okay. Certification when will take after this course or okay, how it will?
Yeah, we can take any time, but if you feel confident enough, like that, you can clear that after learning the features in this tool. We can go it, or else yeah, unnecessarily if you go directly without having proper knowledge in it, like it will be a, I mean, 15,000 or something around, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So whenever we are having more confident, then we can even mock tests are available while learning itself in that academy. We can take
Okay,
mock tests. So
okay,
based on our results, we can validate ourselves whether I can achieve that certification with that knowledge or not. So whenever you clear that mock test, you can directly take that certification.
okay.
Any other information? If no, means wind up the session for today. We'll meet in tomorrow's session. Thanks. Thanks all.